Dust on the truck bed, mile after mile. Fields stretch out wide like they got a mind of their own. Red sign at the hall, coffee gone cold. Everybody talking with a fire in their bones. Hear that rumble now, under boots on the floor. October is coming and we want something more. October 19th, we're standing up. October 19th, we've had enough. Alberta singing loud, let the whole world hear. October 19th, freedom's here. Hard hats on hooks, checks run thin, hands on the ledger and the same old grin. From the shop to the rig, from the barn to the street, people keep asking, what do we believe? Hear that rumble now, under boots on the floor. October is coming and we want something more. October 19th, we're standing up. October 19th, we've had enough. Alberta singing loud, let the whole world hear. October 19th, bled their ink in the dark for the dancers in silence, keeping rhythm in their hearts. Hey, for the brothers in prisons, carving dates into the stone. You are not forgotten, you are not alone. Pressure will rise, I swear it. Hear that echo in my bones. From terror roofs to the ancient thrones. We're breaking their walls, we bear it. Every tear, every battle cry. You can cage your body, but the soul won't die. Pressure will rise. Oh, Persia will rise. We stand together till the falcon falls.
Good morning. Welcome to the NPC show. Deprogramming the world one NPC at a time. I'm your host, Frank. Today is Saturday, August 8th, 2026. Good morning, everyone. How you doing? Hope you're having a great weekend so far. Good morning. Wow, smooth start. That doesn't happen ever. Good morning, Bendy. Barry, good to see you. Christopher, Doreen. Hello to Carrie. Hope your husband's doing better. Diamond G, Don, good to see you. Christian Moore from California, from the Republican area. Good morning, Zach. Good morning, Kathy. Christine Miller. Carrie, good to see you. Mary, Lisa, Jay Knight, Brandon Bianc, and Twister Travis. Good to see all of you. Hello to everyone over on the Rumble side. Oh, great. I pinned it, didn't I? Yeah, now I can't see people's chats. Good morning, Josie, Jean, Dixie, Critty, and Mary. Hello to all of you. And Josie just popped in, I think. Oh, I already said hi to her. Hello again, Josie. Anyways, hello to everyone over on Fox. So thank you very much, Swickly, for the donation there. Thank you, Swickly. Keeping the channel alive. Good morning to Stephanie, Donna, Charlie. Good to see you. Ron L. Witt, Willow Lady, and Russian Bot. Good to see all of you. Good morning. We have quite I want to say it's a long show. A lot of it's just blah, 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 blah. We're just going to plow through it real quick. We do have a few things to watch. So one, good morning, Charlie. Good to see you. We have Russian Bot. Good to see you. Good morning. We have a Trump does a roundtable with Rubio about our feds are basically investing tons and tons of money into schools for mining. Yeah, so I'm sure a lot of that will go to the Colorado School of Mines, in which I used to live at. Yeah, when I was living out of my car for about a year and a half, there was a parking spot there with an electric vehicle charging. And I would park there, plug my car, and go to sleep. And that's what I did for about a year in Denver, at the School of Mines in Colorado, in Denver. Then it's where Golden is, Golden, Colorado, where I want the American Vatican to be built. And yeah, so we're gonna watch a roundtable on that because we need to bring our critical minerals back to. We're gonna reshore it, and then what is this? John Kennedy. Anyways, okay, so we got it. Anyways, they're on summer break anyways. And then we'll cut off there. We got an episode of China Observer. Remember the other day we watched the episode of Chris Chappell talking about China blocking people from leaving the country? Apparently, it's not just for Chinese citizens. Okay, we've shown many videos of like how they have ghost cities now. And I'm not talking about the ghost cities that never got completed. I'm talking about once bustling cities. Okay, people are just gone now. Like there's no business, there's no one there anymore. Everyone's gone back to the villages, or they left the country, one or the other. And so we've got that, and now we've got China apparently has a September 15th deadline. 60 million people panicking, including foreigners, by the way. If you're a foreigner and you're there, even if you have a passport, you might be screwed. You might be screwed because once they'll shut you in, they'll shut down the American embassy and all the other embassies from foreign countries and lock you in. You're gonna have to work. They need people, they need birth rates, things like that. Pretty crazy. I was like, holy shit, you gotta be kidding me. So the only people that are gonna be able to make it in and out is the Russians because they have an open border with them. Other than that, we got an episode of Asian Women Are Awful. This one's hilarious because a judge actually shows up to the home of a woman who she's already on her 5th marriage, and she essentially gets married, collects a bride price, and then like within a couple days she's gone, and she just does wash, rinse, and repeat. And the judge actually shows up to her house and demands the money back. She pushes the judge, and it gets ugly. It's crazy. The fact that the judge has to show up to that house to deal with it, that's like very bizarre. Then we got an episode of Joshua talking about how China wove a web of influences to alter America. And then after that, we'll do the Food That Built America, 2 episodes again today. That was purchased for us by the wonderful Marie Chavez. Thank you very much, dear. Anywho, hello to everyone who just popped in. I think we've got, who just popped in? We got Scotty, we've got Gen Extra, good to see ya. By the way, I got a new name for the DSA Commies. Yeah, it's very simple. That way we're lumping those 2 things together. It's a package deal because their ideology is all communism anyways. Good morning, Lisa, J Knight, Arlie. Hey, long time Arlie. Doug, good to see you. Scotty, Lisa, Random Yank. Bill Moore, Papa Moore, good to see you, buddy. Doreen, Electric Eye. Lisa and Judy Winter, good to see all of you just popping in there. Hello to Delta Music, hello to you, thanks for popping in. And everyone who just popped in here, thank you very much, Curious Cat, for the donation. Look at that, meow meow meow. Good morning to you. Good morning, see there, Ronald, what, good to see all of you. Anyways, let's get going. We got kind of a lot to deal with today. Thank you, Gen Extra, for the donation and the super chat. Look at that, he says thank you, Frank. Thank you, Gen Extra. Thank you for reminding us that we need to attach the word communist to DSA, so that we're not allowing them to rebrand. Hey, yo, right? Because it's illegal in America. Yeah, we don't do that commie shit here. Anyways, let's get going. First story of the day, the ICE in Seattle has arrested an Amazon delivery driver. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, wow, thank you very much, Christian Moore, for the donation. Look at that. Super chat. He says, don't get skunked today, Doug. Don't get skunked today and have fun. Yes, please don't get skunked. It smells very bad. Very bad. Hello, Richard. Good morning. Good to see you. Good morning, Cheryl. Good to see you. You just popped in. Hello to you. Anyways, let's get going. Let's get back to the show. Thank you for all the donations, by the way. Thank you. All right, first story of the day. ICE in Seattle has arrested an Amazon delivery driver. Good stuff. I'm surprised that after all this time, Amazon's still employing them. You see, this is what happens when you refuse to fine businesses for employing illegal. Look at that. He's got a BMW. He's got a BMW, and most of us can't even find work anymore. Yeah, film them and circulate it to all your bean cake cousins. Yeah, this is what happens when you call white people racist for 2 decades, 3 decades probably, right? This is what happens. Keep calling them racist. Let me know if they'll ever bend to your demands. Are they bending, or are they coming after you even harder than ever? Are they bending, or are they sending foreign aid to Iran, or are they bombing them? Is what they're doing. Huh? Which one are they doing? Yeah. Good Lord, he's got a BMW as an Amazon delivery. He's probably doing fraud as well. Because you can't afford a BMW. I mean, unless it's a used. Yeah, actually, that is an older model. Have you seen the new ones? The front kidney grills, they're like this tall. Like that. They're like, they actually look like kidneys now. Yeah. Anyways, next story. Secretary Duffy has banned 26,000 CDL drivers off of American roads for not knowing English. Listen to those happy kids who are going to be a lot safer on the road now.
Moving to enforce English proficiency requirements for commercial drivers, ensuring this new rule lasts beyond President Trump's administration. The Department of Transportation has already removed 26,000 drivers off American roads for failing to speak English. Transportation Secretary writing in a statement, by making these common sense English proficiency standards permanent, we are closing a dangerous loophole that has cost Americans their lives. The move follows a series of crashes.
Yeah, we know about those. Anyways, thank you very much, Carrie, for the donation. She said in super chat. She writes, "Thank you for all you do. Kevin is at home feeling better." Awesome. Kevin's feeling better. All right, celebrating Kevin today. That's my birth name, by the way. Well, my birth name was Kelvin, but my family called me Kevin. The L's just somehow snuck in there somehow. You can't pronounce L's, you know? But I changed it. I legally changed it down the road because I didn't like the name. So, anyways. So, bean cake illegal street shitting drivers gone. Yeah, you don't know this, but the Indians, you know what they do? They outfit these trucks with toilets underneath down here. That way they can just go on a whim while they're driving. Very efficient. This is why we have to get rid of them. They're overly efficient compared to us. Yeah. By the way, you know what they do? These companies that have those devices that track how long you've been driving. You're only allowed, if you're a solo driver, you're only allowed to drive like 10 or 12 hours a day, because you're gonna fall asleep and wreck into everyone, right? So what they do is they just contact the headquarters and they reset it for them remotely. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Their software's all bullshit. They allege that, oh, we've got timers. No, they don't. They just reset them. Those companies need to be fined heavily for that. They need to be put under. They need to be fined so heavily that they get put under. Because I guarantee you, this might have been variable from sleepy driving. No? Oh, I didn't see the sign because I was sleepy. Next story. New data shows that native-born Americans have gained 1.7 million jobs, while foreign-born employment declines 1.3 million. Yeah, no thanks to all those companies who are still applying for H-1B visas willy-nilly. Very terrible, by the way. I hope you go after them soon. Bullshit. They do layoffs and then they hire H-1B visas. That's absolute crap. Next story. After fraud, a federal jury convicted a Mobile man from Mobile, Alabama, and a woman for a conspiracy to commit bank fraud involving more than $25 million in fraudulent checks they mailed to the U.S. District Court and a luxury car dealership. And prison contraband offenses. They mailed checks to the U.S. District Court? What, they bribing people, or what's going on there? Each defendant faces a maximum prison sentence of 30 years. Don't forget project restitution. Supervised release term of up to 5 years and possible fines restitution. There we go. And special assessment fees for these fund schemes. Yeah, don't forget to factor in inflation. They should be paying interest on all that debt. Next story. JD Vance reveals he found out that the Democrat states are refusing to share taxpayer welfare data with the federal government. And we know why. It's because it's fraud. The Democrat machine relies on fraud to be funded.
You know, you would think so, Kaylee, but unfortunately, too much of the Democratic Party boss runs on the money that comes from fraud. The NGO network, the political parties, some of the nonprofit organizations in these blue states, they actually depend on the fraud to fund their operations. And to explain this a little bit to the American people, Kaylee, the craziest thing, I mean, I was literally shocked by this the first time that I realized that when we send, for example, $8 billion to the state of California to run their food stamp program, they don't even verify eligibility. You could have illegal aliens on that program. We have no sense at the federal government. We send them $8 billion, it goes out the door, and we have no way of confirming whether the state of California is actually spending that on needy Americans, because of course we want to help people who can't afford a bite to eat. But the program is not there for illegal aliens. It's not there for fraudsters. And what California and so many blue states have done is really turn down the eligibility requirements, turn down the verification requirements, and we unfortunately are just going to have to force them into some basic stuff. Things like checking when somebody signs up for food stamps. Are they in this country legally? Do they actually have proper photo identification? Have they committed a terrible felony in the last couple of years? Basic eligibility checks that so many blue states are not doing.
Thank you very much, David Storrs, for the donation. Thank you, buddy. Yay! David Storrs keeping the channel alive. Thank you, buddy. Next story. Scott Bessent has ordered FinCEN to surge a geographical targeting order in Minnesota following massive Somali fraud. I don't know what FinCEN is, but I'm guessing some sort of another one of those three-letter agencies, but not really. Financial Sen, C-E-N. What the hell does that mean? What is FinCEN? Let's search that up. FinCEN, what is FinCEN? FinCEN.gov. Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. Oh, that's what that is, huh? Good stuff. We're finally investigating these white collar crimes. Now they're black collar crimes, right? Holy shit. Yeah, they're going after them, guys. Good stuff.
FinCEN has also issued a geographic targeting order for Hennepin and Ramsey counties that require banks and money transmitters to report additional information about funds transferred outside of the United States. This will put a microscope on these businesses, advance prosecutions, and assist in the recovery of funds laundered internationally. Fraudsters in Minnesota stole at least $300 million meant for children in need. Sin has
Wow. But if you guys can't see this, it's in the corner here, but it says January 2026 right there. So they've actually requested this data a long time ago, and they've been working on it. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff there. Give me 1 second. Let me park this where it needs to be. Romania. Yeah, that'll do. Wow, that's a coincidence. I landed it right where I needed it. Anyways. Next story, Air Force One leaker has been identified. The Pentagon has revoked access to classified information for a Biden-era Air Force secretary. Where is this picture? Oh, come on, really? I had another post that actually had the picture, and then I replaced it with Christina Layla's that does not have the picture. Anyways, he's there it is. There's the guy right there. Good Lord. At least someone came through with the photograph. Yeah, a Biden holdover. This guy needs to be arrested. Okay, this is the guy who's been leaking the information. You remember when it switched airplanes and it allowed Iran and Turkey to know, oh, we can't do our assassination attempt anymore because it's the original Air Force One with more security precautions in it. Remember that? Yeah. So that little incident right, that was leaked by this guy. So he's got his clearance removed. He needs to be fired and arrested, guy. He's tipping off people who are trying to kill Trump. I mean, come on. When has that been acceptable? Next story. Remember this incident? Don Lemon and a group of radical activists went and took over a church in the middle of service, made a bunch of kids cry, bullied them, talked trash to them, called them all Nazis and white supremacists. He is demanding the DOJ drop the charges, and thankfully, it's Todd Blanche and not Janine Pirro, because Todd Blanche is going to get him. Hopefully this continues. Yeah, you need to at least politically persecute. If there are no legitimate charges against this guy, you need to at least politically persecute and bankrupt him like they did to us. But there is, by the way, because he is on live stream admitting what they were doing before it happened. Oh yeah, we're gathering up here. We're gonna take over this church. We're gonna harass all the kids. We're gonna make them cry. We're gonna call them all Nazis and white supremacists. Yeah, he said that on camera, on live stream. So he's now demanding that be tossed. Thankfully, Todd Blanche is not a woman and will probably uphold those charges. And I hope he gets some serious time. We need to make an example out of him sooner. If he drops these charges, you're green lighting this to happen in every church in America, Todd Blanche. Okay? Next story. Outrage in Michigan after Abdul El Sayed was caught on camera saying he hates Mackinac Island. This is a very prized island out in Michigan, and he's like, oh, I hate it here. I hate this. I hate everything that's nice about America.
Please watch yourself.
That's him right there.
I hate Mackinac so much.
Yep, there he is. Well, this guy's really short. I didn't even know that. No wonder he's so angry. You know, have you compared him with Mamdani? Mamdani's like very poised and very calm, and this guy's he's always talking shit. You know, he's always mad. He's always angry. Again, Napoleon's complex. Okay, like every guy I've ever known under 5'6" was like this.
If we win, this is gonna be the summer home. I just feel like every time I've ever come here, I've hated it. Why am I here?
Look how tiny he is. Aw, so adorable. Aw. Anyways, yeah, the guy who spends all his time on OnlyFans accounts. Next story. A resurfaced clip of Hassan Piker where he says, we want more immigrants to come into your countries, and then they're gonna fuck your sisters and then your daughters. We're here to destroy the white race, bitch. This is exactly what he said.
We're gonna keep bringing in immigrants in this country on purpose, just so they can fuck your sister and then maybe even your daughter. We're gonna destroy the white race, bitch.
Do you see why all you Trump hating channels have lost your viewership? Literally the only people watching your shows right now is Chinese trolls, Chinese watch bots, watch farms, the Russian troll farms. That's it. Yeah. Why? It's because we're trying to eradicate people like this, and you're like, no, peace. We need peace. Yeah. A kinetic war is the only war we can win. Okay. We will lose the economic war. We will lose the psychological war. Okay, we obviously cannot win the political war because they don't have elections. Okay. So again, as I said before, when Trump has to do power plant and bridge day, remember what this guy just said, okay? And just understand that people who think just like him will be starving to death. And that's a good thing for you if you're my skin tone or lighter. Next story. This is a clip of an old clip of Rashida Tlaib with, which by the way, she re-won her seat, by the way. Not her seat, but she won the primary, and she's a shoo-in. There's no way a Republican is going to win that in the general. But anyways, this is her sitting with Abdul El Sayed. Got to butcher his name as much as possible. Talking about things like, oh, we're so proud. There's already 200 Muslims who was elected in this country.
What does this moment mean for you all?
We all are the trailblazers, so let us know how it's done.
Yeah, look, he's shorter than her when he sits next to her. Look at that. This guy's tiny. He's teeny tiny. Oh, man. Oh, man. This is what happens when you fuck goats. It stunts your growth, guy.
Ilhan and I first got elected, you know, there were some folks saying, you know, we want more Muslims to get elected, so maybe, you know, they'll be tone it down. I know, I was trying to be nice. And she made a note, like, since we've gotten elected since 2019, 200 Muslims have been elected across the country. Wow. So we think about that for one moment. Isn't
Rashida Tlaib like 5'4"? This guy, look at that. Look at that. But by the way, women biologically have torsos that are 2 inches shorter. Fun fact. Yeah, on average. Similar genetics, 2 inches shorter, okay? Now compare these two. Holy shit, man. Now, you know, it makes sense now why, like, every time he's, like, standing somewhere, like, there's no one around him. He doesn't, get out of my way. I don't want to look short. Stand behind me. Stand far behind me. You, tall black guard. Far behind me. Wow.
The incredible movement. I know we were just part of it. We weren't the reason. But
if he's actually like 5'5", okay, we need to spread word about that, okay? Because women generally vote for the person they'd rather sleep with, and nobody wants a 5'4" dude, okay? Only women are allowed to be that short and still be desirable.
I think it's given a lot of people
Because
strength.
they're spinners, right? Hey, short ladies.
To be unapologetically themselves and really lean in who they are and not shy away from that. Growing up, I didn't know when somebody was Arab American until they came to our community and said they were. And now, you know, it's kind of cool that our kids get to see people of their faith. And like Ilhan always says, they can see themselves in government now.
So I got to grow up watching Rashida be an elected official.
Yeah.
All right. So Rashida's like my older sister. Every time I make a mistake, she's like, I just get the text message. She's like,
What?
Anyways, what is this one? Half of New York kids. Holy crap. Wait. Less than half of New York kids can pass the... You guys suck at propaganda. Good Lord. I can't believe you actually wrote it like that, Eric. I gotta add that to the show so I can ridicule his writing. He wrote it in a way that made it look like it was good news. Oh, I'll get to that when we get to the education section. We're still talking about this loser here. Abdul El Sayed. Yeah. JD Vance has something to say about him. It says that this guy right here is a person who claims to stand for the working people and yet opposes Donald Trump's policies that have quite literally saved the Michigan auto industry. Why? Because he's not actually here to save America at all. He lost every county full of working class people, okay? And by the way, when they look for working class people, they basically look for people who didn't go to college. And by today's standards, that's a smarter group. That's the group that works, you know, and follows laws. The ones that went to school, those are all the ones doing fraud. You know, the propagandists for a living, they're trying to burn down ICE facilities for money, you know?
Pay that guy much mind. The problem with El Sayed is that he is a person who claims to stand for working people, and yet he opposed Donald Trump's policies that have quite literally saved the Michigan auto industry. This is not a guy who wants a prosperous economy where auto workers and everybody else can actually raise a family, ideally on a single wage if they so choose. What he is actually trying to build is an economy where you tax some people, you give it to Democratic Party favored interest groups, and that's just not how you create prosperity. You create prosperity by actually rebuilding the middle class of this country, rebuilding the industrial foundation of middle class prosperity. So, you know, of course he's going to make personal insults. He's also gone after my kids. He's just kind of an odd guy. But I think that it's telling that instead of talking about what he wants to do to make the lives of Michiganders better, he takes personal insults at me. I'm the vice president. It comes with the territory. I think the guy's crazy and would be a terrible senator for the people of Michigan. We're going to make that case, and obviously the people of Michigan are going to make their vote.
Wow. Also, people are now starting to come forward to these town hall meetings. This guy right here is a Christian who survived Sharia law from wherever he came from, and he's warning us about what's going on in America.
Hello, my name is Eddie Issa. I'm a Sharia law survivor from Iran.
Eddie, his name is Eddie. Fun fact, by the way, if you know, okay, so a lot of Middle Easterners, when they came to America, at least the ones who are trying to assimilate, they adopted Hispanic names so that they could blend in. Yeah, I met an Iranian in Denver named Antonio. Yeah, this guy's name's Eddie. That's a kind of a Mexican name.
Hello, my name.
I know a few Eddies. They're all Mexican growing up.
Hello, my name is Eddie Issa. I'm a Sharia law survivor from Iran. And I'm here to tell you, this is a dangerous ideology you're allowing in their country. Every country that is Islamic now, it used to be a Christian country. And we were soft Christians, and we allowed these people to come in, bring their Sharia.
Oh, we got a wheel, guys. Here we go. Look at that. Look at that. Ace of Games has nothing better to say other than JD Vance jealous of her eyeliner. A fun fact, he doesn't wear eyeliner. It's genetics. It really is. He has some, for whatever reason, darker skin around his eyes than the rest of his face. Kind of like how dogs have darker skin around their gums, around their lips, or what would have been lips if they had any. Yeah. So you're gone. Goodbye. How long is he gone for? Yeah. We'll round it up. We got life. It's too close to call. It's too close to call. Anyways, back to this guy. We're gonna start this over because he was really interrupted by the wheel. Here we go.
Hello, my name is Eddie Issa. I'm a Sharia law survivor from Iran. And I'm here to tell you, this is a dangerous ideology you're allowing in their country. Every country that is Islamic now, it used to be a Christian country. And we were soft Christians, and we allowed these people to come in, bring their Sharia law into their countries and slowly kill us off left and right.
By the way, fun fact, you know how the Ayatollah took over to begin with, Ali Khamenei? First of all, he offered socialism, free telephone service, free electricity. He basically offered a bunch of free stuff. Okay, same thing they're doing here. Okay, and you know who were the primary drivers of that? Well, female protesters. Female political activists who were like, oh yeah, free stuff, so we can buy myself more purses, yeah, more free stuff. So there were a very large number of women political activists in Iran that got Ali Khamenei in power, okay? And as soon as he got in power, he killed all those women. Yeah, because guess what? The moment he fails to deliver on those free things, they're going to be the loudest ones. They're going to be the ones that talk. So he killed them first. Yeah, that's a fun fact. So all of you political activists in America, you wait for when the DSA takes over. If they take over this country, you're all going first. All you left-wing women, you're all dead first.
Let me make it very clear to you. Christianity is a personal relationship with God, where it says, render unto Caesar's what is Caesar's, render unto God what is God's. Islam is Sharia law, deen wa dawa, religion and state, which is not even compatible with the American thing. And when these people will use taqiyya to lie to you, to manipulate you, because whenever Islam is little, they will lie to you and tell you they come in peace. This is a bad idea, and you're going to regret not listening to people like us who lived under Sharia law.
Thank you, Eddie.
Good stuff. Wow, that's in Texas. Wow. Good stuff. Thank you for speaking up, good sir. I wish we knew your name. This is in McKinney, Texas. Wow. Oh yeah. So this is at the town hall, and he was basically this is McKinney, Texas, where they were trying to build that 5-acre Islamic center. That, by the way, it got partially blocked in a way. It got blocked in a way that was still constitutional, but unfortunately, you can't just tell them you can't build it. They're allowed to build a community. They're allowed to build a religious center, but they cannot prevent Islamic people from living there. It's still being built, by the way. So, And you know what they'll do? They'll harass people who are, not of the same religion. Next story. MS Now host claims that Democrat Islamist Abdul El Said is not part of the DSA and not a socialist. Yeah. This comes after yesterday. We just talked about how Chris Cuomo was playing dumb. Like, oh, what's a socialist? What's a communist? Who's a communist? Who's a communist? Remember that? Yeah. They keep saying that this is a good thing. Socialism's good, but no, he's not a socialist. No, it doesn't exist. Chris Cuomo literally said there's not a single communist country in the world. Meanwhile, China's only political party is the Chinese Communist Party. Stupid. I don't understand how a guy like Chris Cuomo still exists in his industry. You know, he keeps trying to get you to believe what he says, but he also plays dumb. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm dumb. You should listen to me. Yeah.
As I mentioned, I mean, you can look at the front page of the New York Post. You can look anywhere in conservative media right now. This is the candidate that they wanted in Michigan.
Okay, we're not going to watch all this. This is 2 minutes long. You can see, this is El Said, and he's the candidate. We know all that. We know all that. Get to the point. Who clipped this? I want to see whose account this was. Nick. Let me see how many followers you got. 242. Yeah, I know why now. Good Lord. Got a little problem retaining your audience there? Over here. No, it's a candidate over here.
But also
you could have trimmed all of that out. We're 10 seconds in. You could have trimmed all that out. Good Lord. Next story. Oh, yeah. So the other day we talked about how the Democrats are spending, $16 million to trash the DSA and discredit them, right? They paid Bill Maher. Look at this. He's doing a segment on them.
Democrats have found a candidate who hates Thanksgiving and wants to get rid of it. Yes, running for governor in Wisconsin, Francesca Hong. Have you?
Yeah, by the way, the candidate you voted for in 2024 also supported this same thing. Also hates American holidays. Also wants to rename. Remember Kamala and her enjoy the long weekend, yeah. You know these Trump-hating channels won't even acknowledge American holidays anymore. Yeah, they'll also call it the long weekend. Yeah, and they wonder why they lost all their legitimate audience that used to super chat them.
Heard about this? Yeah, Thanksgiving, she said, should be canceled. And I say good. Finally, a politician willing to stand up to big stuffing. Of course, yesterday she went on CNN, renounced it. I don't believe you. I don't believe you people who renounce things. We know what you said. You mean it. Live by it. You fucking
Yeah, oh yeah, by the way, so she got it when the DSA, the Ching Chong chick. This chick right there in the corner, she went on CNN and she was asked about that. And she's like, no, I didn't really mean that. No, I renounced what I said. No, you said it. We know what you actually mean, bitch.
Squirrely out of it. No, you meant it. You know why I know she meant it? Because she hates all holidays. She talked about feeling attacked on Christmas when someone put on her computer a Christmas scene. Doesn't like fireworks, 4th of July.
Hey, Bill Maher, you didn't seem to have a problem with it when certain people were doing this in your party who were authorized to steal from the social programs of America. But now you got these Arabs coming in, all these DSA Ching Chong chicks coming in trying to steal your fraud money. Now you're like, oh crap, they're not going to donate anything to the Bill Maher show. They're going to give it to Hassan Piker and I'm going to lose revenue. Now suddenly you care about it? You know what's funny? What's funny is that the Democrats are spending $16 million to discredit the DSA. If you genuinely cared about this, Bill Maher, you would have done this last week without being paid. But you're only doing it now because they've started to spend money on this.
Why? Halloween, all the far lefties hate Halloween. Costumes that are inappropriate, oh please. This woman doesn't like Valentine's Day, another way of capitalism taking over our love life. She said, Valentine's Day, the holiday that brings out the worst of humanity. That's the...
I'll say this, though. Valentine's Day brings out the worst in couples. Okay? I'll tell you this, every happily married man I ever knew, their wife did not care to celebrate Valentine's Day and refused any gifts for Valentine's Day. Because what happens is if you're gonna celebrate Valentine's, first of all, it's not your birthday, it's St. Valentine's birthday. I think it's his birthday, right? It's about St. Valentine, not you. And here you are expecting gifts, okay? If you're celebrating Valentine's Day, you're advocating for your husband to only be nice to you one day a year, okay? Every other day is not Valentine's Day, there, okay? You don't get shit this week, okay? That's what you're advocating. I'm telling you, Valentine's Day, it's not supposed to be about us, you know? But, you know, women and their expectations.
That's the holiday that brings out the worst of humanity.
It brings the worst out of couples. I'll tell you this: the best Valentine's Day I ever had. I went out with a friend because her boyfriend had to work, so we just went. Well, we just had dinner. Okay, we didn't boink or anything. She had I knew her boyfriend. We went out, and I swear we had a nice dinner. And we looked around and we're like, fucking everyone else is miserable. Yeah. You could tell the guys were like not happy. Like, fuck, man, we got to spend all this money on this overpriced dinner just because it's on this day.
Ever been to a Black Friday sale?
Oh yeah, that's also another fun day there, Black Friday, named after the Nike Americans who love to harm everyone for recreational purposes, right? Or for discounts, for sales. Actually, you know what demographics number one at that? We're talking about shopping murders. Chinese. Yeah, when things go on sale in China, there are stampedes. People die. Like a lot. It happens all the time. And I'm not talking about like a PlayStation. I'm talking about like cooking oil, okay? Yeah, that is a real story. There was a stampede and like 3 or 4 people died because they were trampled with people trying to rush in to buy discount cooking oil. Yeah. It's crazy, man. I'm telling you, all we got to do, if we want to eliminate China, okay, all we got to do is open up some businesses out there and just put cooking oil on sale like once a week. You know, maybe not once a week, maybe once a month. Now, once a week is like a little obvious. It's like, we'll just buy next week if it's not on sale, if they run out today. But yeah, that's what we got to do. Just open up a bunch of, supermarkets, right? And just put cooking oil on sale every once in a while, and then just stampede, right? And then bam, eventually their population will hit 0, and then we can finally rid it of communism, huh? No Diddy oil rights. That's hilarious. Baby oil. Next story. Mike Rowe is jumping in on this anti-DSA thing. And he's saying he completely disproves the myth that DSA is a working class movement. Yeah, it is not. It is a free stuff handout movement is what it is. That's what socialism is.
I don't know if you saw this, but the stat that got me, within the Democratic Party right now, 59% of Democrats who support socialism have college degrees. 40% who support socialism don't. So this thing that's being called a worker uprising, it's really not.
No.
It's not. This is happening because a lot of people with a really expensive credential are in the hole in a big way, and they're pissed. And I don't blame them, honestly. I mean, we can say what you want about it, but they took our advice, man. They took our advice. We said, borrow whatever it takes. Go follow your dream, and then go get your dream job. And that was a bunch of nonsense.
Let's see, next story. Oh, they even got James Carville. They have him now on Fox to denounce the DSA and denounce socialism. Yeah, they're paying this guy too. Look at this. The very party that enabled all this rampant social program abuse and fraud is now like, oh, we can't do social programs anymore because the money's being stolen by the wrong people.
Or anything bigger than mouth.
Well, they should take in, really your wisdom on how to win in Democratic politics. You did get Bill Clinton across the finish line after all. On that
Guys, this is the same people who were upset with Trump for regulating SNAP, for basically reviewing it, making everyone reapply. Okay, this is the same party who said, "Hey, you can't cut off all the hospice funding. You can't cut off all the Medicare funding for specific states." This is the same people. That's because they were in on the fraud. But now they're worried that these other people are going to be coming in and taking their fraud, and that's why they have a problem with it.
Oh, you say you're a political animal. You just want to win races. There is a race Tuesday.
Right.
Francesca Hong has a huge lead. Here's Francesca Hong.
Thanksgiving is also
me so sorry. Me have a whole Johnson vagina.
a time that's incredibly painful for many people in our communities. And so I think I wanted to make sure that people understood that there are multiple views.
She went to that propaganda school. They teach you to smile no matter what you say. so you look like you're the good guy.
Views can evolve.
I mean, James, she says Thanksgiving's now her favorite holiday, but I imagine you don't like that as a political operative, that quote.
Look, I think that the progressive left, they're very tech people. I think they've come up with an AI random stupid idea generator. And I think the stupid idea generator can think of things that humans can't, like canceling Thanksgiving or being against interracial dating. So I'm just waiting to the next stupid idea AI generator that comes out, spits out of that. It'll probably go through the humanities faculty at the University of Wisconsin before it actually gets put in a candidate's hand.
Yeah, the Fox here is platforming James Carville. They must have gotten paid to have him on. Next story. Oh, actually, let's go back here real quick. We got one more thing because Elon chimed in on where is it? Oh, here it is. Nope, that's not it. There it is. Elon chimed in on socialism. He says Hitler was a left-wing socialist. Yeah, that's kind of true. Yeah, that's true. We totally forgot about that. The National Socialist Party, the Nationalist Socialist Workers Party is what it was. That's interesting, huh? That's interesting. Next story. South Dakota unveiled a bronze statue of Kristi Noem. Okay, because she is, she was former governor there. She did really good. There are two statues there. Can you guess why there are two? Remember, she's getting a divorce, okay? She filed for a divorce, but that was recently. Okay, and get in the chat. Guess what the second one is. Guess what the second statue is, okay? And if you see Corey Lewandowski, that is hilarious. But it's not Corey Lewandowski. Just guess what it is. This is despite the fact of what happened as to why she's no longer DHS secretary, okay? Take a guess in the chat what it is. Let me see. Before we unveil this, let's see what everyone else is saying. Nope. There's a 20-second delay there. Ooh, thank you very much to Thong Chaser for the donation over on Foxhole. Thank you very much, buddy. You are awesome. Thank 0 o'clock for the donation. Thank you very much, 0 o'clock. Thank you for that. And Sean Joe, I'm buying time for you guys to answer and guess what that second statue is. And Curious Cat and Charlie, thank you very much for the donations earlier. Anywho, 0 o'clock. Let's see. Get no guesses here. There's a 20-second delay on Rumble. That's why. Peter on says the dog. Her dog, the dog, the one that she put down. Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so we got no guesses. Wow. Random Yan guesses a horse. Okay, so two of you already know this. Yeah. South Dakota decided to memorialize the reason she got fired. Okay? Yeah. There's she. There is not Corey Lewandowski right there. Oh, that's hilarious. They don't care. These guys don't give a fuck. They're like, we're gonna memorialize whatever the hell we want. And if she likes riding horses, a lot of videos of her riding on horses. Remember her campaign video was her riding on a horse as well. She likes it rough. Yeah, that's hilarious. I just think it's great that fuck you. I don't care. We're doing it anyways. We're gonna put her horse there, right? No, not her family, not her at the time husband. Her horse. Yeah, that's good stuff. I like this. They stand by what they did, and I love this. Yeah. By the way, I haven't heard much about the Shield of the Americas. I know they've been recruiting. Colombia's joining. Oh, by the way, Colombia's new president got sworn in yesterday. Yeah, he didn't get assassinated. I thought they were gonna get him before he got sworn in. No, he's sworn in, president now. Yeah. Anyways, good stuff. Actually, we have been recruiting a number. Colombia's joining the Shield of Americas now. I forgot what else, but it's been expanding and we're getting a lot of cooperation. I believe, by the way, the head offices for the Shield of the Americas is going to be in Colombia. Yeah, and they're also going to be building their own CCOT. So they're going to be another El Salvador there. And we need another one of those because El Salvador is pretty far north of them, right? Anyways, good stuff. Congrats, Kristi Noem, on the bronze statue. Very nice. Good stuff. I love that they stand by it. They don't care. They're just like, no, I like horses. Fuck you. Next story. Ooh, off to education stuff. Oh, let's do this one first. In New York, half of kids in the 3rd to 5th grade are unable to pass the English test. Yeah, half, meaning proficient at their grade level. Yeah, that is terrible, guys. Look how they wrote it, though. Stephen Miller says it perfectly. After less than half of New Yorkers and kids in 3rd to 5th grade can pass the English test. Again, you're being optimistic about it. You got to write the word fail. They failed the English proficiency. You make it look like this is good news. You know? Oh, half can pass. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's great. It's great. I don't know, man. You guys got to work on this. How many times have I seen this? Like, I think like twice a week we find a post where it's like, you guys suck at propaganda. Why are you writing like that? Good Lord. Remember the one where they're like, oh, Mom Donnie's child care is costing 50% more. And we're like, that sounds like, yeah, it's a 50% discount. Why didn't you write 150% of estimates of budget? 150% of budget. That would have made a lot more sense. That would have been a lot more like you got a narrative, like what we're trying to convey. Oh no, it's 50% off. Yeah, it's only costing half the amount that we thought it was. You guys suck at propaganda. Good Lord. Next story. At USC, 3,000 professors have they're demanding the return of SATs. I had no idea that USC was doing this. USC is one of the greatest colleges in this country. They're a private college. All the best executives I've ever known came from USC. Okay, all the dumbest executives I've ever known came from UCLA, by the way. But USC, it's a private college. You know, if you went to USC, you probably spent about $500,000. It's a great school. It's a really great school. I had no idea that they were doing this DEI crap. You're telling me that you were admitting people who didn't even take the SAT. Holy shit. My cousin went there. But my cousin's she actually qualified. Well, she transferred in there with her awesome junior college grade, saving money, but I'm very proud of her. But holy crap, I didn't know you guys were doing this equity shit at USC. This is a private college and you're doing this? Jeez. Yeah, apparently they had incoming students that were unable to do basic math. Yeah, the USC Trojans, guys, with retarded students from Somalia now. I'm sure that's where they're from. Anyways, so they penned a letter to try to get that undone, try to get the SATs reinstated. Holy crap, man. Now we know how all these other people are. Now we know why Harvard's teaching remedial math. Yeah. They are now daycare for these Somali adults coming into America. Nice story. Duke University Law School is accused of discriminating against whites and Asians. We know this for a very long time. Now, Trump's DOJ is taking action. Good stuff. Listen to this happy Asian and white kids. See, they're coming after both of us, guys. That's why I'm on your side. All those dumb Asians who are still on the DEI, the BIPOC side, you guys are fucking idiots. You guys are a bunch of losers who are just looking for friends. That's what it is. If you have trouble fitting in, so you're like, oh, I'm going to be friends with the blacks and the Mexicans. The guys that bully me and will give me wedgies every day. I'm going to be their friends. Yeah, because they at least give me attention. Yeah. Fucking idiots. You guys are dumb. They're trying to kick us out of colleges. It's literally all we have. We're not athletes. We're not fighters. There's barely any of us in the UFC. Okay? And you want to give the only thing we have, our education and our brains, to them. Fucking idiots. Anyways, the DOJ accused Duke Law of racial discrimination against whites and Asian applicants. So a lot of this is going on. We know that Claudine Gay, the black president of Harvard, skews the SAT scores. They remove 150 points off of Asians and give 150 points to blacks and Mexicans because they're dumb and they need bonus points to get into school. And you wonder why we have to keep handing out so many H-1B visas. Because we're educating the wrong people. We're educating people who should have been housekeepers and farm workers. Yeah. And now we're educating Somali retards. Yeah, we're wasting our time with them. With their bananas and rice. Stupid. Waste of time. Next story. Enes Kanter and Royce White have announced that they are now women and are going to be signing up for the WNBA draft. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Royce White, by the way, has been running for office. He lost to a Somali, but actually he lost in the primaries, but again, because politics is very rigged. You got to be like part of the club to win. He's great. This guy's great. He has his own show and everything. And that's Cantor. We know about him. He's a very an anti-slavery political activist against China, because he's actually a Turkish Muslim, and China enslaves them today, 1.5 million of them, to make all our stuff for free, right? And you wonder, China, you wonder why you have such an unemployment issue. It's because you have slave labor. Why would you need to pay anyone to work? Release the slaves, and then your people will have jobs again. Simple. It's very simple. Holy crap. They want money for the government is what it is. Anyway, yes, they announced that was hilarious. Hopefully they actually make it into the draft. I bet you he's going to be number 1 and 2. And the only reason why I'm picking him first is because he retired and his career got cut short for being political. Yeah. By the way, you know when he got naturalized, he changed the last name to Freedom. So on the back of his jersey it says Freedom. Yeah, because that's things that Turkey doesn't have, right? They had nukes now, though, right? They're buddies with Pakistan. Next story. Off to election stuff. America First Legal has filed a lawsuit with the Supreme Court to fix the botched 2020 census. Look at that. Good stuff. I'm glad someone's finally doing something about this. We know what they do in the census. Okay, I can tell you when I was in the census in 2010, I was in Los Angeles, and they went door to door to ask about the census to houses that did not respond to it, did not register in the census. And I was the one who answered the door, and she says, how many people live here? Well, not how many people have citizenship, how many people live here? Yeah. They count everyone who lives there. They don't care whether you're a citizen or not. That's how they do the census out in these blue states. That's why these electoral votes are so skewed towards blue states. Okay, these are a list of states here that are red, and have they're short electoral votes as a result. Thank you very much, Bruce Rice, for the donation. He says Trump doubled down. The left will say he cheated and used 3 separate Jamie, Carter, Kimmel, Comey. I wish I knew what that means, but thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you, buddy. That's a big one. Thank you, buddy. Anyways, well, this is a 2-3 minute video. We're not gonna watch all this because we got more stuff to get through. But anyways, yeah. So these 5 states here are missing electoral votes because of the skewed census. Okay. And 2020 may get close enough that we're going to need those few seats. Also, I'm not showing the right screen. There we go. These 5 states are Texas, Florida, North Carolina, Georgia, and Arizona. Next story. Mike Lee and John Husted last night tried passing the Voter ID Act, but it was blocked by Democrats. Yeah, it failed 52-48. Now, how can it be blocked by Democrats if there's only 47 Democrats? 46, actually. Oh, because the rhinos voted with them. Got it. Would have been better to list that, Eric. We like to know these very specific. We know who they are. It's Murkowski. It's Collins. So the voter ID. This is not the Save America Act, by the way. This is just voter ID. Okay, they're trying to get things passed one at a time, because of the Save America Act has 6 things combined. Also, Leader Thune forced the Senate into August recess without the Save America Act being voted on. Mike Lee and Ashley Moody were among those yelling at the top of their lungs to object, and Thune still adjourned it.
I move to adjourn pursuant to the previous order.
The questions on the...
Did you see this guy sleeping right here? Here, let me show you. Right there.
I move to adjourn pursuant to the previous order.
Yeah. You know why he's sleeping? This is like at 4 a.m. They were working late last night. They did get some stuff done, but obviously not the stuff we actually cared about.
The questions on the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. No. The ayes have it.
Yeah. So that failed. The Clarity Act did not get voted on, but it has been scheduled to be voted on. I think in September when they come back. The Senate, by the way, did schedule a dozen pro forma sessions during summer recess through the middle of September. No Save America Act has passed. So they scheduled a couple of pro forma sessions. We know what that's for. This is not good news, Eric. The pro forma session is so that Trump cannot do recess appointments. You know, remember when Josh Hawley showed up to gavel in for 15 minutes and then gavelled out? That was so that we reset that clock, that 72-hour clock. I think it's 72 hours, so that Trump cannot do recess appointments. Okay. Josh Hawley, paid by the Venezuelan lobby. Yes, voted with Josh Hawley to free Maduro. No, voted with alongside Josh Hawley voted alongside Rand Paul, Murkowski, and Collins to free Maduro. Okay. Anyways, wow, thank you so much. Holy crap, Bruce Rice. Wow, thank you so much, Bruce Rice. 50 memberships. Holy shit. Wow. Holy crap. Thank you so much, Bruce Rice. I wish I understood this super chat. But thank you so much. Congratulations to everyone who got a membership. Tripwired, Jason Q, Awesome Possum, It's Me, Dirty Matt, Who White Girl, Acking, A King, good to see you, Sexy Red, Bosky, Oddball the Righteous, Calling Grace Online, BC1DR3. Congratulations to you and to all of you and everyone else for receiving gifted memberships. It does help keep the channel alive. I hope you renew them in a month when they expire, because it's what's feeding this this what's paying my rent. And thank you very much, Jen Esther, for 5 more memberships. Look at that, gifting 5 memberships. And a bunch more got more memberships. We got Fire Your Heart, Citric 19, Jason Binkley, Jonathan Naya. It top loaded me. Jonathan Naya. Anyways, thank you very much. Congratulations to everyone who received the gifted subs. 50. Holy crap. Yeah, they're not cheap on YouTube. Yeah, other people lower it to $1, which I wanted to lower mine to $2, but the lowest one's $3. So that's a lot. Thank you so much, Bruce Rice. Holy crap. Thank you for the gifted membership, and thank you, Jen Extra, for the 5. You guys are awesome. Congratulations, everyone who received the gifted subs. Hey, AK, good to see you, dear. Wow. Anyways, thank you so much. Then we get to hear Super Mario music for the rest of the show. But thank you very much. Wow. Anyways, let's get back to the show. Thank you. Congratulations, everyone. Please renew them next month. Thank you. All right. The Senate has scheduled nearly a dozen pro forma sessions. We know what this is for. This is to prevent Trump recess appointments. They by the way, during the daytime, they confirmed 74 of Trump's nominees for like the judiciary appointments or whatever, all in one block, one vote. So they confirmed all of that. They also confirmed Todd Blanche. So that's official. Yeah, Todd Blanche is in. 50 votes only, guys. 50. He needed a basic majority. McConnell's out, so it was 50 to 49. So they got him in. Oh, and you know who voted no? Lisa Murkowski. Yeah, and Trump has something to say about that. Trump says Murkowski is old and she's a traitor. Yes, and that's why she needs to be primaried. I hope you've got that on your agenda. We were also supposed to primary Susan Collins this year, but no one did it. No one did it. Yeah, so now we're still going to have Susan Collins around. And that bullshit. Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, the Republicans, they spiked the ball in the third quarter and they went home. And it's like, the game's not over. We had a long ways to go. They spiked the ball, went home. Now Susan Collins is going to win again. Unless we want the Democrat to win. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Just voting the Democrats. You're not going to vote Republican ever. Anyways. And by the way, this lady is a lady. She voted to confirm this guy. And by the way, you know what her excuse was? She didn't want to vote for Todd Blanche, to confirm Todd Blanche, because she said he was going to weaponize the government. Meanwhile, Merrick Garland actually weaponized the government and raided pro-life activists, raided Christians, conservatives, gun organizations. Remember all the gun stores that got audited? Remember that? Remember the ATF showing up at gun shops all over the country? Yeah, that was this guy. And she voted for that. She voted for him. But not Todd Blanche, the guy who's arresting very, very awful people and bringing up charges. By the way, I hope Donald Lemon gets hit by Todd Blanche really hard. Yeah. Next story. At 4 a.m., the Senate passed the continuing resolution to fund the government. This is supposed to fund the government through the midterm, so there will be no shutdown pre-midterm. This is what, remember, Schumer was trying to orchestrate a government shutdown, and so they passed that 90-6. 90-6. You know what that means? It means there's a lot of pork in here. Yeah, because this is budget related, right? Well, budget stuff is always filled with pork anyway. So this is going to be money spent filled with a lot of expenses that both sides wants, and that's why it's 90-6. Otherwise, it would have been like 51, 52. You know. Ugh. Okay, off to international affairs. The UAE said that Iran attacked an oil tanker last night at the Hormuz Strait. Oops, wrong button. I don't know why I'm celebrating that. So UAE announced that they had an oil tanker hit. The British Maritime Agency says that there was another ship struck by an unknown projectile off of Oman. So we have 2 ships struck overnight, and then on top of that, a drone from they're alleging it's from Romania. Okay, explodes near a pipeline in Bulgaria. Bulgaria, by the way, is part of NATO. So I don't know. And by the way, there's people are saying that this is a drone that looks like the ones that Ukraine uses. So they might be trying to get NATO involved. Is what they're doing. Either Ukraine's doing it, or these intelligence agencies wants it, or whatever. But that's what's going on there. They're alleging that they're trying to make it look like it's from Russia, and it's not. Russia wouldn't do something this stupid. Russia's already losing. Okay, they're already losing ground in the Donbass region, and they've got people trapped in Crimea with no food or water. They're having trouble getting them all out. They don't have enough ships to get the entire population off of Crimea. So there's no reason why Russia would do something this stupid and try to start a war with NATO, especially since we haven't left yet, and we should. So we got that, and also the New York Times reported that Iran's top security official said the Strait of Hormuz would remain closed until Washington agrees with their demands. Their demands was that U.S. and Israeli ships, and then like all our allies are not allowed to transit the strait. So they're still trying to put their stipulations in, and it's like, you've got no power, you've got no control of anything. Thank you very much, Bruce Rice. Good stuff. Thank you very much. He says, I'll kick rocks, all you date-eating, towel-dragging, daughter-trading, sandal-flipping dirt dwellers. He's talking about the sand Mexicans.
The Mexican.
Sand Mexicans, yeah. We have nicknames for everyone here. I can't use the N-word for obvious reasons.
The N-word.
So now we just, call everyone a Mexican. By the way, I'd like to know who coined the term snow Mexican. Yeah, those are Canadians. I thought that was hilarious. That's the best one I've seen so far. Anyways, onward. So again, they said that the Strait of Hormuz is closed. They attacked 2 more tankers, and that's obviously going to ruffle some of our feathers. But Trump is remaining restraint for economic reasons. Okay. I'm interested to know if it's interesting, the timing, right? Oh, we're gonna work on a peace deal all of a sudden when Elon Musk's stock SpaceX has a massive unlock happening, which happened this past Thursday, right? And people were expecting a massive crash down to like maybe even as far as $80 as far down as 50, and it never happened. So that's very interesting. It's the timing of all this, right? It's like, oh yeah, the first ceasefire happened right before the SpaceX IPO. The second one happened right before the SpaceX shares unlocks. So working together. I feel bad for people who shorted SpaceX, man. Holy crap! It was a good idea to short like at $230, and when it got to like 110, and people kept shorting it, and now they're down like 5 figures. It's like, oof. You lost everything you made from shorting it like last month, and then you shorted it even more. Oh, jeez. Anyways, next story. The other day, Italy closed their borders with Spain, meaning their planes and boats not allowed for in and out of Spain, which doesn't help because Spain's giving these migrants citizenship. So they're gonna come over no matter what. Okay, they're gonna come over as citizens. Okay, and Italy has shut their borders with Spain, and Spain is retaliated by shutting their borders with Italy, which is like, no one cares. Like, no one wants to go to Spain anyways. You guys are riddled with sand Mexicans.
The Mexican.
Sand Mexicans. Awful, awful. Holy crap. Who wants to go there anymore anyways? Your natives are spending their time spraying water cannons, water guns at tourists as opposed to the migrants, because the tourists aren't stabbing you. But the migrants are. But you're blaming the tourists for everything being expensive instead of the migrants. The migrants are the ones paying rent. Or not paying rent. The government's paying rent. But the migrants are the ones taking up housing. Yeah. Yeah, so Spain's shut out Italy. No one cares. We're just like, their food's better. Their women are hotter. They have better Olympic curlers, right? Stefania Constantini, that's their favorite out of Italy. We're big curling fans here, by the way. We got into it this year. Next story. This lady here is a anti-Islamic right-winger. She is surging in the polls in Australia. The left wing is fuming after the anti-Islamic invasion candidate has surged into leading Australia's election. See, now you're writing in a way that makes her look bad. That's why, again, Eric, what the hell kind of headlines are you writing here? You know, it's not him, it's his staff, right? Anyways, her name is Pauline Hanson, and she would be Australia's next prime minister if she wins. Yeah, I don't know. Are you gonna do mass deportations? Like, can I just say that this is the wrong candidate for you? You needed a man for this role. Okay, women vote for the person they'd rather sleep with, and a woman is not that. In addition to that, even if they were dykes, they wouldn't vote for her anyway. She's not the type of woman that ladies will want to dyke out with. Okay, she's not gonna win. This lady's not gonna win. You needed a man for this. No one believes that a woman is gonna do mass deportations. We thought that about Georgia Maloney, and she failed. Yeah, holy crap. Anyways, good luck to her. I hope she wins, but she's not. You need a man for this role. Okay. Unfortunately, there are men in the country sitting down. Not the most respectable politicians out there. Next story. Ooh, Puerto Rico is in distress, guys. Hundreds of thousands of Puerto Rican residents face a scheduled 48-hour water shutoff as U.S. territory battles its worst drought in 120 years. Sometimes these droughts are as long as 72 hours. Ooh, that's bad. Oh, I can't play it because of the music. Damn it. You know what? I'll cover this again tomorrow, okay? But again, like I said, like I've been saying, we need to dump Puerto Rico. Okay, let them be free. Let them be freedom. Let them be their own country. Okay, they are $900 billion in debt. If you guys are not aware about that, $900 billion in debt. Yeah. Next story. The new president of Colombia has been inaugurated. Look at this and sworn in. Yeah, this is he. I won't play this speech because it is in Beaner and we don't understand that. Colombian President Abelardo de Esperilla. Yeah, I'm gonna pronounce his name properly because he's a good bean.
The Mexican.
A good bean. Good Mexican. Huh? Anyways, so he went off on his inauguration into office. He's now preparing to work closely with Donald Trump to decimate the drug traffickers. Listen to those happy Colombian children who are going to get a life without crime and murder in front of their houses. Yeah. You know Griselda Blanco? She murdered her first. She committed her first murder at like age 8 or something like that. Yeah, she had to kill someone in order to join the gang, and then bam, she just killed another child. Initiation. Yeah. Anyways, so he's actually gotten sworn in. He didn't get assassinated like I thought he would be. So good stuff. I hope he does his thing. Look forward to the Shield of America's office being built there. Next story. President Trump announced that he is officially delivering $100 million to train the next generation of American miners. Yeah, as in coal miners, earth miners. Yeah, digging out the rare earth, making neodymium magnets that are needed in all our high-tech devices. $100 million. I remember this being like $17 million. I'm like, what's that gonna do? $100 million, guys. Yeah. If you got kids that are gigantic, that's a great industry to be in. Let me tell you that. I'm 5'8" and I would not survive in this industry. Not in this country, anyways. You know, in China, maybe 5'8" is gigantic in China, but holy crap, I'm not going to be working out there. But if you get gigantic kids, this is a great industry for them to get into. You got to lift all those heavy pipes and whatnot, a bunch of heavy machinery you got to work with, right? You got the torque and detorque nuts that are like, you know, a couple 1,000 pounds of torque that are going to be needed. Yeah. So anyways, good stuff. By the way, we're gonna watch this whole. He had a sit down, a round table with Marco Rubio and a bunch of industry experts on bringing about revitalizing mining in America. So that's like a 36-minute round table. We're gonna watch at the end of this, and then we're gonna cut off of Rumble, cut off of YouTube. We're gonna go watch a piece about China, about how by September 15th they're not allowing anyone in and out of the country. That's bizarre because even foreigners, that applies to foreigners as well. So if you're a foreigner, you got to get the hell out of there. So everyone's panicking. Then we got our traditional daily episode of Asian Women Are Awful. That is a tribute to the Russian propagandist that was in my chat over on Foxhole here, claiming that China is a capitalist country and that Asian women are all 100% awesome. So we do this every day for that guy. His name was Fact Finder. He's a loser. Thank you very much, by the way, again, for more donations. Holy crap. Thank you, 0 o'clock again. Thank you to Ina. Thank you to Just Jim. Just Jim, I hope you're feeling better, buddy. I accidentally ate some raw vegetables the other day. I had celery with peanut butter and I started worrying. I'm like, oh crap, am I getting sick? I'm fine though. I hope you're feeling better though. And again, another one from Sean Joe. 2 more from Sean Joe. Look at that. Thank you, Sean Joe. You help to keep the channel alive. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Anyways, so we got a few more to cover, a few more stories to go through. But we're gonna do Asian Women Are Awful, followed by Joshua's episode of China and their web of influencers to alter America. And then we're gonna cut off of we're gonna cut off of YouTube. Then we're gonna do the watch party on Rumble. After that, we're gonna cut off of Getter and Kick because we can't do copyright stuff there. We're gonna watch 2 episodes of The Food That Built America on Rumble. We do this a lot, by the way. We do movie nights every night on Foxhole, which is this place right here. Pill.net, guys. PILLED.net. Look for me there. It's a very quaint platform where I can get away with blatant piracy. So we actually do movie nights every night at 8 Eastern. Almost every night. Yeah, almost every night. We watched Friday night we did an awful movie night. We watched Annie Hall, which is based on a true story about Diane Keaton and Woody Allen. But it was okay. But it was a risk of being awful, so I classified it as an awful movie night. We did watch MIB4, which is Men in Black International. It was bad. So, but we won't be doing that every night. It's only a Friday thing. Thank you very much, Christian Moore. Thank you, buddy. Thank you very much for the donation. He says, have a blessed day, friend. Have a blessed day to you too. Enjoy fishing, Doug. And I hope you don't get skunked, Doug. Anyways, let's finish off the show real quick. There's a few more things. A man in Florida faces attempted murder charges after allegedly cutting off a teen diver's air supply after a fight over lobster. Yeah, if you don't know about lobster fishing is very illegal, okay? You cannot go out there with a rod and reel and just start like fishing for lobster because you can kill the lobster without even catching it. Okay, so it's illegal for that reason. You have to either use a boat, go off the boat, or you got to scuba dive. You got to use those lobster cages to kind of scoop them up, or you got to scuba dive. Okay, right? So that's what they're doing off of Florida. And this guy got in a fight with this kid over lobster and then cut off his air supply. You could have killed the guy. Yeah, when you scuba dive, by the way, first of all, you can't come up too quickly because the air pressure could like fuck your brain up, right? Yeah. This guy tried to kill this kid over fighting over lobster.
This is the moment of the confrontation.
We have a diver down there.
An apparent fight over a fishing spot during what's known as lobster mini season in South Florida. The man seen boarding that boat, 51-year-old Michael Simpson, is charged with attempted murder, accused of cutting off the oxygen supply of a teenager who was diving at the time.
This is a very serious matter that somebody would try and turn off someone's air tank while they're swimming, diving.
Do you regret any of the actions from that day?
Please allow both sides to come out.
51-year-old Michael Simpson leaving a Miami courthouse after posting bond.
That is the most immature freaking behavior ever.
It happened during the popular lobster mini season in South Florida last week. According to the affidavit, 18-year-old Hunter Coffer was diving using a floating air tank attached to a long hose called a Brownie third lung when another boat approached at a high rate of speed, circling the vessel several times. There was an argument over who was there first, and moments later, they say they saw Simpson swim over to the air supply unit and intentionally turn it off.
Hunter's down there.
The teen pulled to safety by his partner on the boat, who told police the boy was gasping for air. Overnight, Simpson speaking with GMA, denying all allegations.
It's all lies. It's simple. It's been a devastating few days. It's absolutely untrue.
At any point, did you threaten to shut off the air supply?
100% no. No, that is 100% no.
His sons were on the boat with him.
Tell it to the judge.
Simpson telling us they did not flee, but slowly drove to another dive location about 100 yards away.
To portray myself as this animal or murderer that would turn off air for no reason, no motivation, the explanation has been 100% lies, and it's been devastating.
Simpson is a lifelong boater. Recently, he was part of a Miami-Dade County Boating Safety Council. His attorney says the case is now in the hands of the state attorney's office. A court date has not been set.
P11 says that they used to use the Browning to get golf balls. Got it. So he used to work on a golf course. That's interesting. You know, they got to figure out some way to... Oh, man, that's a stupid idea. Never mind. I got an idea, but I'm like, nah, that's dumb. Next story. A 162 bottle of Guinness has been found from a shipwreck. Look at that. The scientists are hoping that the DNA preserved inside, and not really DNA, it's a recipe, that they're going to be able to try to reverse engineer it to find the original recipe for Guinness. Why? Because the new one's not as awful, or what? The new Guinness is it? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Sam Adams. Guinness is not bad. Guinness is actually really good, but it's a meal. It's heavy as hell. Yeah, but Sam Adams, holy crap, that's the one you gotta. There's got to be a better recipe than Sam Adams. Holy shit, right? Yeah, they're gonna try to reverse engineer this recipe. They found a 162-year-old bottle of Guinness. Yeah, imagine it's filled with salt water now. It just somehow got in. It'd be amazing if that's actually sealed. I don't know if it's been fermenting that long. Is it not bad already? You know, it's not like cognac, like wine. Even wine, you can't age more than like a couple of decades. You know. Anyways, next story. A newly released declassified footage shows U.S. military tracking an unidentified object. This is in the Middle East. Look at a little dot right there. See that little dot? Yeah, they just released this yesterday. They released another tranche of UFO stuff yesterday. So now it disappears if you don't. There it is. It's back right there. A little dot right there. Da, da, da. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I saw this yesterday. I wasn't even going to cover this. Like, who cares at this point? Hey, guys, things like this only are interesting when times are good. Okay, we're dealing with a Muslim invasion in our country right now, and you want us to care about UFOs? Hell, right now we'd welcome these UFOs. These UFOs will probably see these Islamist people as savages and help us off them. Yeah, these UFOs are probably more human than these Islamists. Right? Put a 1 in the chat if you trust aliens. If you trust aliens from another world more than the Islamists. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 0 if you'd rather be friends with an Islamist than a UFO guy. I think the UFO guys would be pretty friendly. You know? I think they already live among us, and they're the reasons why we have all our cool technology. A lot of 1s in the chat. Look at that. Everyone hates you guys. Look at that. Pretty clear. Pretty clear whose side everyone's on here. Huh? A lot of 1s. Anyways. Okay, so let's get going with our watch party. Before we start, guys, remember, I've got several other channels to follow. Links in the description. Frank's Funny Shorts as well as Frank's Show Clips. Thank you to those who've been hyping videos on my main channel here, but if you could please hype them on that channel over there. You only get 3 hypes per week, and they're worth a whole lot more on smaller channels. On this big channel, you hype a video, it gets like 100 points. You hype them on that channel, it gets 2,000 points. So it's worth a whole lot more. That helps me out, okay? All right, anyways, let's get going to the watch party. We've got the mining industry roundtable. We've got China shutting their borders on September 15th, and we've got Asian women are awful, And then another one with China paying U.S. influencers. Yeah. And then we're going to watch the Food That Built America over on the Rumble side of things. Anyways, here we go. Where's the audio? There it goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
That's a very nice song. I love that song because that means you won, basically. If we didn't, we wouldn't hear that song very much. But I want to thank everybody, special people, people that built our country are here. And you really haven't. I was just looking at my notes, and I could do this one without any notes because there's a great love for what you do. And I think you haven't been treated well for many years. But you're making up for it now. You're really making up for it now. So it's an honor. And I'm delighted to be here at the Department of State to announce some of the largest ever investments in American mining. A great thing mining is. We're putting our miners back to work, and we're reclaiming America's rightful place as the minerals superpower of the world, which is what we are. People just didn't know that for a while. I want to thank our great Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, for hosting us. It's a beautiful building, but you know, I look at the president's allowed to remove things from any building. And I'm liking the chandeliers. I like those Corinthian columns, but I don't know, cutting them out would be not good. Those are beautiful columns. But I'm allowed to do it. Every once in a while, I'll come in here and grab a painting and put it at the Oval Office, right? But not too much. But I want to thank Marco. I want to thank Secretary of Interior Doug Burgum, who's done a fantastic job. Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick, likewise, and as well as Executive Director of the National Energy Dominance Council, Jared Egan. Thank you, Jared. And thank you all. I love that, the Dominance Council. I've never heard that one before. That's a hell of a name. Where's Jared? Where's Jared? Hi, Jared. I like that. Did you make up that? Did you come up with that?
That's all you, sir. You came up with that one.
I think it's pretty good. Thanks as well to the leaders of many of America's great mining companies who are here and educational institutions are also joining us today. 250 years ago, America won our political independence in the Revolutionary War. In my first term, we secured our energy independence, and now in my second term, we're achieving our economic independence, ensuring that America is never again reliant on hostile foreign nations for the resources our country needs to dominate in the future. And we have plenty of those resources. Critical minerals are the raw materials of American strength that power everything from advanced weaponry to automobiles, and we want these essential products to be mined, refined, and made right here in the USA. With the American skill and American hands, we have better skill and we have better hands than anybody in the world. For decades, politicians let other countries steal our mines and mining jobs. They'd close up mines. They'd buy a mine and close it because it was good for them and put American producers out of business. The United States lost more than 3,400 mines. Oh, can you imagine? 3,400. I thought they were going to say miners or jobs. It's mines. 3,400 mines over the past 3 decades. That's sad. But now they're coming back, and they're coming back faster. Many of those mines are being reopened, and a lot of new mines are being built. Over the past 18 months, our administration has signed or approved more than 160 minerals deals worth nearly $40 billion. And today, the United States is opening up new mines at the fastest pace since the 1950s. Nobody's seen anything like it. And that goes for auto plants, too, and AI, and so many other kinds of plants. We have 9, think of this, we have, in a short period of time, a year and a half, and it's the numbers are for the first 12 months, actually, but figure a year and a half, we have $19.2 trillion being invested. The previous administration had much less than $1 trillion in 4 years. We have 19.2 in actually 12 months, but we'll add something to it. So it's now going to be over $20 trillion. And by the way, no country ever in history has done anywhere near that number. We're 5 to 6 times higher than certain of our competitors, from very successful competitors, but we're much higher. Nobody's seen what's happening today in our country. Nobody has seen anything like it, and hopefully you'll see it again, but only for us. I think it's going to be hard to match, however. Today, the United States is opening new mines at the fastest pace, and we opened the first American rare earth mine in more than 70 years. What's that all about, Marco? We've announced the construction of the first new aluminum smelter since 1980. It's going to be a big one. I mean, if it's the same one, building a massive, beautiful job producing smelter in Oklahoma. I love Oklahoma because they have 77 counties. I won all 77 3 times, right? You know, he's looking, right? You know who second was? Ronald Reagan, 56. That's pretty good, right? I like Oklahoma. We authorized deep sea mining to unlock vast untapped resources off our coast. And we're rebuilding the national defense stockpile and investing more than $12 billion in a brand new strategic mineral reserve. And we're protecting American workers with historic tariffs on foreign copper, aluminum, steel, so that our people are protected. And the tariffs are what made this so successful, the proper use of tariffs, but they're really what made this so successful. You probably heard me during my campaign. I used to say, the word tariff is my favorite word, and the fake news, see them back there? They're all back there. And they'd say, what a terrible thing to say. What about God, wife, country, love? I said, it's all right. So I made it my 5th favorite word. Now I have no problem. Oh, they hit me hard when I said tariff was my all-time favorite word. It didn't play well, but it's a solid number 5, and now I'm okay. But American miners have never had a greater champion in the White House than President Donald Trump. And before I took office, federal mining permits took 3, 4, or even 5 years. Now they take as little as 25 days. So we went from 5 years for approvals to get them, and nobody was doing it anyway. Took too long and just wasn't working. So now we go from 5 years to 25 days for approval. Under the Great Big Beautiful Bill, we secured an unprecedented $100 billion to underwrite critical investments in our mineral supply. And for the first time ever, we are even making direct equity investments in critical mineral production. Last July, the Department of War took a $400 million stake in MP Materials, which is already worth nearly $1.2 billion. It's gone up greatly in value. I did one of those too, but not quite in the same business. Intel, we had a problem with Intel, and we settled the problem. They gave us 10% of the company. That was worth $12 billion. And since we had the company, you've probably been watching, the stock has gone up many, many times, just about number 1. And we made $82 billion. Do I get credit for that? No. Did anybody say, great job? And by the way, it's for the country. It's not for me. It's for the country. I have to be very plain about that. But no, we've made about 80, Howard, it's pretty close to 80 billion, a profit of $80 billion by helping the company out. We're doing it a lot, actually. We're doing it a lot. Today, we're taking another historic action toward the future of American mining. For years, mining schools and colleges that are essential to training the future leaders of this industry have been absolutely and sadly disappearing. Accredited mining programs in the United States now graduate less than 170 mining engineers each year, while China graduates more than 3,000, and half of our current mining workforce is set to retire within the next 3 years. Well, That's why my administration is making an unprecedented financial commitment to our nation's mining schools. It's going to keep us nice and young and vibrant. The schools came to us seeking $10 million per year in funding. Instead, I'm thrilled to announce that we're delivering $100 million to train the next generation of American miners. And you have a lot of you are in the room right now. And, I'm not doing that because I'm a nice person. I'm doing that because it's great for the country. It's great for the country, and it also helps a lot of people. And they want to mine. I've seen it, and we had a little campaign against somebody named Hillary Clinton, and she wanted the miners of West Virginia to learn how to make chips, little tiny chips with their big, strong hands. And they were not, I won by 55 points. They were not thrilled. They didn't want to be doing, they wanted to be in the mines. That's what they want to do. They don't want to do anything else. I remember that. It was so unbelievable. It was very, very good for me. I tell you what, she didn't get that. We did very well with that kind of thinking. But we're also making major grants to the Colorado School of Mines, the South Dakota School of Mines, and the Johns Hopkins RTX partnership. And together those grants are worth $81 million. It's going to train people, work with people, and we're going to put you right back on the front pages. That's what you have to be. In addition, today my administration is announcing a series of historic mining projects worth $3 billion, which will create thousands of jobs and promote our economic stability and security. The Department of War's Office of Strategic Capital is signing a massive $1.4 billion loan agreement with Sealand Nanotechnologies to build a next-generation battery facility in Washington State using what we have right under our feet. The Export-Import Bank is working to provide more than $1 billion to finance the Ivanhoe Electric's Santa Cruz Copper Project in Arizona, one of the biggest anywhere in the world. The Ex-Im Bank is launching the Alabama Graphite Project, a $25 million investment, as well as the Fort Cady Integrated Boron Facility in Southern California. And it's going to be something. We broke through the environmental disasters. You had environmental people, look, I'm an environmental person, believe it or not, but you had people that were just stopping it. They were using the environment to stop all of these things. The Department of War is investing $400 million to expand production of scandium, one of the world's most valuable aerospace and defense materials in Australia. The Department of War is also investing $150 million with Niron Magnetics in Minnesota. Minnesota? Wow. What the hell happened to Minnesota? The governor's totally corrupt, but we won't talk about that now. That's for another day. Corrupt and incompetent, a bad combination. To build rare earth magnets. Magnets, you got to go with magnets. That's a good one. Everybody should go for magnets. Really badly needed. And Global Advanced Metals will build a major new factory in southeastern Pennsylvania to support cutting-edge defense and aerospace systems. Together, we're reawakening the spirit of the gold rush, the prospectors and the great pioneers of this country, people who built.
By the way, real quick, I'm sorry, I completely missed this. Doug Moore wrote a super chat. He says, "Hey Frank, we do have a rabbit season, duck season. We need to add Muslim season." Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you for the super chat, Doug. Sorry I missed that.
The United States of America, and very simply, we're making mining great again, and the United States is doing better than it's ever done, maybe ever done. So I just want to thank you, and I'll now ask Secretary Rubio to say a few words, and then we'll hear from some of the wonderful people we have up here, Secretary Burgum, in this order, Secretary Lutnick, Executive Director of the University of Arizona School of Mining and Engineering and Minerals, Cray Luxbacher, President of Colorado School of Mines, Paul Johnson, CEO of MP Materials, Jim Latinsky, who I know your brother. He's a nice guy, by the way. I assume it's your brother. Where is, right? That's right, Andy.
Yes.
Your brother?
Yes.
Okay, well, he's a smart guy, and so
Thank you.
And President of Resolution Copper, Vicky Pesci. So we'll go. I didn't know I was going to have so many people. I'll be here all day. If you could go quickly, I would appreciate it, because we have a war to prosecute, okay? That's my excuse for getting out of here a little bit early. But I've done my thing only in the sense that we're spending hundreds of millions of dollars and even billions of dollars in bringing your industry back. And we need your industry. We're not doing you favors. We're doing ourselves favors. We need your industry. People wouldn't talk about it, but we do indeed. Marco, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for coming to the State Department. We like this room a lot, too, and obviously, don't look back. There's a painting up here. Just, uh-oh.
That's a good one. I'm taking it with me.
I shouldn't have said anything. But anyway, Mr. President, thank you for being here. Thank you for your leadership on this topic. It's a challenge we face in this domain that actually goes to the very survival of the country. And thank you for giving it a priority in your presidency. This has been going on for 25 years. We've been walking away from the importance of this, and now we're trying to make up for 25 or 30 years of mistakes under your presidency. So we appreciate your presidency valuing this when other presidents did not. The group of people that are here today represent the whole nation effort that's involved in this. It's because at the core of this is our industrial strength, but also our national sovereignty, that we never depend on other countries for things we need to prosper and to defend ourselves as a people. And so you'll see here today, as you've already pointed out, we have leaders not just from government, but from universities, from private industry, from students who are going to be the future of this industry. I wanted to very briefly touch on what the State Department's done. You know, earlier this year we had a critical minerals ministerial. We brought in countries from all over the world and announced the creation of something called FORGE, which is an international partnership chaired by us in the United States to leverage public finance and coordinate diplomatic support to secure these supply chains around the world. At that meeting, we signed 11 new critical minerals agreements with countries adding to the ones that already existed. Today, under your administration, we've already signed 27 critical mineral agreements with other countries. We also, under the leadership of someone who needs to be recognized, our Undersecretary Jacob Hellberg. I don't know if Jacob is here, but Jacob's been phenomenal. He came up with something called Pax Silica, and it's an initiative that leads our efforts to partner with the private sector and invest in mining and refining and in processing, as well as the end-use applications of that. There's still a lot of work left to do, but we at the State Department are willing to utilize our unmatched global presence, our presence all over the world, to ensure that we're working on this, and we're committed to working with industry, with universities, with all the elements of our national power to bring this about. And so thank you, Mr. President, for prioritizing this, and I think we all look forward to working not just nationally, but with our allies around the world to ensure that we have supply chains that are diversified and reliable, and no country can ever hold this over our head and threaten us in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Marco, very much. Thank you. Doing a fantastic job, too. I will tell you that. Doug?
Well, sir, today is a day of gratitude, and we're grateful, first of all, to have a president that understands the importance of this industry and understand that our future depends on restoring American mining. And I'm also grateful that we've got students, educators, and industry leaders together in this room for the first time, we think, in the history that any president has called this group together. So again, thank you all for being here for this historic day. It's true the president has supported American mining more than any other president in history, and it's true that with the announcements made today, he's now supported mining education more than any other president in history. And we owe you a lot for that, Mr. President. We also, when you first took office, you declared an energy emergency, which included critical minerals as part of that. You created the National Energy Dominance Council. We've got some of those partners that are right here, and whether it's Marco with the 27 bilateral agreements, going to 51 countries, whether it's Howard with the trade deals and the investments that are being made, then the National Security Council, David Copley, and everybody working on supply chain, Jared Agan and the NEDC doing all of this work. It's a whole of government approach. You understood that we had to turn the ship around. It took every agency, every working together, and your leadership has driven that. Across Interior, it's included the U.S. Geologic Survey. We've got Andrea Travnik here in the front row, who's the Assistant Secretary for Water and Science, which include that. But getting these things like Geologic Survey back to their core mission, which is mapping. The critical minerals list comes out of the U.S. Geologic Survey. We've expanded that to 60 critical minerals, and for the first time we put coal back on that list because that's also such an important part of mining. And as you know, President Trump, everybody in your administration is slashing red tape, accelerating permitting, but permits don't build mines, people do. And that's why the investments that are made today really related to reimagining the workforce and supporting these institutions are so great. America, it's estimated, graduates more than 30,000 lawyers every year, but you heard the president say less than 200 mining and metallurgical degree students. That has to change with a $100 million historic investment and the other investments announced today. The anticipation and the challenge to those 14 schools that are all here today is to double or triple the number of graduates in the next 2 years. And again, President Trump, even though that those are all amazing things, the most important thing that you've done is you've restored America's belief that we can do big, bold, hard things again. When you were campaigning, you talked about drill, baby, drill, and some people scoffed at that. But under that vision of energy abundance, America now, #1 oil producer, #1 natural gas producer, #1 LNG exporter, all of that in 18 months. This industry is poised to do the exactly same thing, to revive itself and become a world leader. And it's going to be powered by the next generation of American entrepreneurs, engineers, geologists, and skilled miners. And so, President Trump, this group is here. You've proven that we can drill, baby, drill. This group is here to prove that we can mine, baby, mine. And with to supporting that, we're going to map, baby, map, and we're going to put American mining back on the map. So thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. And it's something that we maybe should say. We do more oil right now than Russia and Saudi Arabia combined, and that's not including Venezuela. We're getting a lot of oil, and good relationship we have with them too, but a lot of oil. But we do, without even including Venezuela, we're doing more oil than Russia and Saudi Arabia combined. Isn't that something? That's a big difference. Howard, please.
So let's be clear, critical minerals are more than an economic issue. They're a national security issue. If we want to lead in advanced manufacturing, AI, semiconductors, energy, defense, we can't depend on our foreign adversaries for the materials that underpin our industries. We just can't. And that's why the president tasked us to rebuild the supply chain and make it a top priority of his administration and my department. So our objective is very simple. We're going to mine here, we're going to process here, we're going to refine here, we're going to manufacture here, and we're going to create those American jobs right here. So our Section 232 tariffs, right, where we strengthened our steel, our aluminum, and our copper industries. And let's just talk about what that's created. So I have Jesse Gary on my left. I went down to visit his aluminum smelter, and he's building the one in Oklahoma. Oh. Jesse's doing the one in Oklahoma, where he's going to double the aluminum production by the United States of America. So that's pretty amazing.
Great success.
Right, then of course we're doing steel in Alabama. I mean, these are the first types of smelters and furnaces that America's had in 40 or 50 years. And it's only because of your leadership and the 232 tariffs, which you've been driving. So the CHIPS program, right, we gave Korea Zinc $7.4 billion to build a critical minerals smelter right here in the United States. Vulcan Elements, $1.4 billion, also to build right here in the United States, right? Another, Robert is sitting next to me, we invested in iPulse, that's his high-tech mining company, to change the way mining is done. And so we have an investment with him. And the goal, of course, is not just more minerals, it's the full industrial supply chain on American soil. You have to remember, we lost critical minerals not because of free markets. It's because of foreign subsidies, market distortion, export restrictions, stockpiling. These adversaries have just cheated their way to market strength, and we are back and we're fighting it. So we're not going to accept dependence on foreign supplies. We're just not. That's why we're working across the world, as Marco pointed out, to expand our global allies and make sure we're doing it together. So we're going to secure reliable supply. We're going to strengthen our global partnerships, right? We're going to back American companies, and we're going to make sure the United States, not our adversaries, controls the supply chains of power and critical minerals for our country and our future. The bottom line, we need to control our supply chain, and under your leadership, we are executing on that, and it is coming. We will mine, we will process, we will refine right here in America under the Trump presidency.
Thank you. Thank you, Howard, very much. And Cray, where's Cray?
I'm here, sir.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Mr. President, first I want to thank you. This is a historic investment in American mining engineering schools, and we're really grateful. I also want to say thank you for what you've already done towards accelerating permitting for mining in the United States. It's really been unbelievable, and you've created pathways for industry. And now, in order to achieve American mineral dominance, we really need technology and talent. And your American mining schools are ready to get to work, so thank you.
Good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you so much for your leadership. I think the message of the day is we need to mine, refine, and make things in America. And I'm pleased to report to you, actually, this has been a call to action from you for a long time to make magnets. I'm pleased to show you, actually, these are magnets that we made at MP for GM.
Good.
These magnets were mined and refined in the state of California and made in the state of Texas, 100% American made. And thanks to your leadership, we are scaling up that facility. We're going to triple the capacity, so we're delivering magnets to GM today. Next year, we'll be delivering magnetics to Apple. And then from there, we're going to 10x our capacity as a result of our public-private partnership together. We're going to increase capacity for American industry, which, as you mentioned earlier, is going to be the American taxpayer has already benefited. It'll be great for national security. It's really a win-win-win, sir. And lastly, that facility is going to be north of $1 billion of investment and a couple thousand jobs. So we really are making a lot of progress thanks to your leadership. So I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Jim. Great job. That's so important, what you're doing. Very, very important. Those are the ones I'd be looking at if I were in your world. And thank you.
Thank you.
Is Paul Johnson right here? Right?
Yes, Mr. President, I'm here. Mr. President, I'm Paul Johnson, President of Colorado School of Mines. We are the #1 ranked program in the world. We're the largest program in the United States. And we are very, very excited about the investments that you're making. It's pretty hard to go anywhere in the world and not run across somebody with a mines connection. Secretary Burgum's experts in critical materials, over 200 of them will be moving to the mines campus in about 6 months. So we'll be looking forward to welcoming you there for that particular ceremony. I wanted to thank you for two things. One is thank you for the investment in the mining schools. Our expertise has atrophied over time, particularly in the processing space, and this investment is going to make a big difference. Second thing is, while the majority of, I think, programs have sort of shrunk over time, we've actually grown over the last 2 years. And I want to thank you because I attribute that growth to you and your administration's highlighting of critical minerals in the press and the amazing team that you have working through Interior and Energy, other folks. It has really, I think, made families feel like this is a field that their children can go into. And I think that's the start of getting things to there. The other thing I want to thank you for is the investment you just announced in mines in our commercialization hub. I've always had this dream of having a facility, and we have a 50,000 square foot facility that could be dedicated to technology, taking it from ideas to pilot scale to commercialization in a very quick period of time. And your investment in us in doing that is going to enable us to be able to do that. We're up for the challenge. We're really excited for it. We were doing the happy dance a little earlier when we found out, when we heard your announcement, and really look forward to doing what we can for the country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Great job. Thank you. Victoria?
Mr. President, you have brought mining back to America, single-handedly, you and your administration, and we wanted to thank you for your enduring support. I run Resolution Copper, which is one of the largest undeveloped copper deposits in the world. It is in a forgotten part of Arizona called the Copper Corridor, and it is, we've already invested $3 billion, so they were ready to go. But we started permitting in 2005. And if it were not for your administration, we finally got it over the line in this year, earlier this year. So we have 4,000 people that will work at our facility, 4,000 miners. We hope to work closely with the mining schools and hire many of the students that will be graduating. $1 billion every year for 60 years invested into the economy. And we also have a smelter. And I think that's the thing that makes it very unique. We can keep everything in the United States and a host of critical mineral co-products as well. Right. So thank you again on behalf of Rio Tinto, BHP, and the hundreds of underground miners who are absolutely fabulous that run the mine today. Thank you very much. We are rolling in drill rigs, we are rolling in equipment, and we're getting on with it.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Great. I don't think you're going to need too much luck. Tom and David, go ahead, please.
Mr. President, I'm a very, very proud former alumni of the University of Alaska Fairbanks School of Mines. So on behalf of all the faculty here, the students here, I am thrilled with all of your announcements today. I mean, we've all been frustrated over decades. You're making something happen. I really appreciate that. My first mining job was in Alaska, staking the claims near the Ambler District. And we were in a rush then. This was 1975, 1976. And it's still not permanent. Thank you for breaking that logjam. I have present to you a gift to the American people on a project that I've been very involved with. It's deep sea nodules. Like you, I'm a fan of gold, and this is a solid gold replica of a deep sea nodule. Now, I wish the nodules down the deep sea had a lot of gold in them that be more attractive, but they do contain 20 critical metals. And these are 20 critical metals that are going to be needed for the reindustrialization of America. They're going to be needed for defense purposes. They're going to be needed for all the technologies that we are relying on, and every single citizen of the United States take for granted. That should be a key part of the supply chain, and that's what mining can do. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Where's the gold? Come on, bring it up.
Pass it down.
I want the gold. He just said, let me see what it looks like. It should be very heavy. It's the heaviest.
The gold is more fun.
Let me see.
The magnet.
It is. It's heavy.
It's real.
That's fantastic. Oh, I like that too, huh? This is so valuable.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. Do you have a lot of competition, I hope? Because people have to go after. This is so, people have no idea how valuable that is. Thank you very much, fellas. It's really beautiful. Please, David.
And as somebody who joined the Trump administration from the mining industry, I just want to say that absolutely nobody supports our industry more than President Trump. So for decades, we've felt ignored by Washington, and we've seen our industry outsourced to our geopolitical competitors. So I'm so grateful to work for you, because you get it and you understand that this industry is foundational to our economic and national security. So thank you, Mr. President, for your leadership on these issues. And I know from all of us here in industry that we are committed to building the world's best mining sector here in the United States and reestablishing American mineral dominance. Thank you, sir.
Great. Thank you very much, my friend.
Well, the mining industry has no greater friend than President Trump. He's obviously, everybody knows he's the greatest deal maker in the world, but what he's doing here today is bigger than any deal or one deal or two deals. This is generational. He is focusing on the next generation of miners. That is something that has never been done before by a president of the United States. He is single-handedly today going to change the entire next generation of mining in America, and he is making America the center of energy dominance for the world. So thank you, Mr. President.
Well, thank you very much, and great. Would you like to say anything, fellas? Good-looking guys here.
Mr. President, this is a truly historic occasion to bring America back to the leadership of mining, which built this building and which built this country. We've been sleepwalking through many administrations, and this is a revolution that will just electrify the millions of people in the United States that understand that everything you touch, we either mined it or we grew it agriculturally. And the people that are the farmers really need everything the miners produce to help them farm. So this is critical to our national security. We're elated with your support. And we're going to use Yankee ingenuity to prove that we can dominate the supply chain again, rather than have that used by other nations against us. Thank you for that.
You know, you used the word sleepwalking. That's what our country was doing with respect to mining, and many other things too, by the way. But sleepwalking, it's a great word. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please.
Yeah, it's an honor to be here. This is so exciting to see this attention. You know, I'll just say thank you for your attention to this matter, as you like to end your post. It's awesome, and we're here and we're ready to go. So thank you.
Well, I just want to thank you very much. This is an honor for me to be here. I love what you do. Doug made a terrible mistake before when he said coal. I said you have to always precede it by saying clean, beautiful coal. He made a speech once, and it was a great speech, but he took me very much, you know, at the word he said, clean, beautiful coal. He mentioned coal about 40 times, and he kept saying, clean, beautiful coal. I said, okay, that's enough, that's enough. But it needs a little public relations help, but it doesn't need so much anymore. We're producing more coal now than just about ever before. It's firing up our great plants, and certain types of plant. There's, nothing like it. And we were out of that business. If you would have seen the people suffer, and some of you were those people. I believe some of you were the people, but this great big coal deposits, and you couldn't touch them. If you touched them, you were like a bad person. They put you in jail. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. And, China is smart, and they're using coal. They're building 58 coal plants right now, generating plants, all coal. They don't have too much wind. They sell us wind turbines, but they don't use too many of them, so it's because they're smart. They sell them, but they don't use them. They have one that's pretty big. Doesn't work. It just is for purposes of show. When they go to look at a turbine, they go and show them, and here we are, but they never work. So it's crazy. But clean, beautiful coal is something special. It's all very special, and we're back in the mining business, and I'm very proud of the country. I'm very proud of what you do. You really do. I said before walking in, these are the people that really built America, and you were not treated properly, but we're making up for lost time. You're being treated very properly right now. So I just want to thank everybody. Great honor to be with you. Thank you. Congratulations.
We're gonna head over to Rumble right now. We got more stuff to watch, but we cannot do it here on YouTube because they don't like watch parties. We've got China has an unusual September 15th deadline to get out of the country, or you're stuck. And then we got an episode of Asian Women Are Awful, followed by an episode of Joshua talking about China using U.S. influencers for politics and whatnot. And then we're going to watch a couple episodes of The Food That Built America. So we'll see you over on Rumble. Have a good day. Goodbye, YouTube. Hope you'll make it over there. Please go over to Rumble, make an account, give me a follow, and then also, leave a message in their chat. It helps my ratings once a month. That'd be great. Anyways, goodbye, YouTube. Have a good one. See ya.